recovering emo kids. Amanda here on the Emo Kids Anonymous podcast with, you know what, let's start that over because I've been so used to saying my name all
I was going to
all
say,
weekend.
yeah, right? Yeah,
I forgot to
sorry.
introduce Rob. I'm so sorry. I've been so used to saying my name because I've been at Warped Tour all weekend, and I have to remember to introduce Rob as well.
Yeah,
Not
I'm a
that he
fucking
needs-
person too, Amanda. Don't fucking, I'm just because I'm the Marty Jannetty, the Robin of Emo Kids Anonymous now, okay? The Scottie Pippen.
Look, you don't need no introduction, but hey, all you recovering emo kids, Amanda and Rob here on the Emo Kids Anonymous podcast. And today we are joined by Zach from Man Overboard and also his new project, Chew Toy. So Zach was a lot of fun to have on the podcast. We talked about Warped Tour. He was just playing at DC Warped Tour on the
Did you get a
Unplugged
chance
stage.
to meet him when they were there?
I did not. We texted back and forth quite a bit, trying to make it work. But with my press schedule and my interviews, and then he kind of fell asleep and left and
That's
forgot.
not what I heard he was somewhere else, and we addressed the allegations of where he could have been later on Sunday night while the UFC motocross fucking clan rally was happening down the street at the White House.
Yes. But beyond that, we talked about the Defend Pop Punk shirts. We talked about the legacy of Man Overboard, his relation to the Warped Tour. We talked about Chew Toy and what he's got going on with this new project and all the new music he's got going on and what he's trying to do with it. And yeah, we had some good revelations in this podcast
Wild
too about people.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is like Zachary Ross tells all. Like one of the best Jake Langley handgun stories I've ever heard in my
100%
fucking life ever about it, and it's so on brand. We found out what band is smoking the most weed on the Warped Tour. Like
back in the day.
Great time. I'm happy. I messaged Zach when we first started the show being like, love to have you on and talk. And he's like, now's not the time. I'm happy that wasn't the time. And I'm happy now is the time because that was a great time. Yeah. Shout out Mr. Ross. Before we get to that though, do us a favor, follow us on the internet. Emo Kids Anonymous. You can find us, subscribe here. I'm like in my head, the intro's like changing in my head because of the changes. Subscribe to stay up to date. Follow us on the internet. We have links down there to social media and the like. And Emo Kids Anonymous are free agents. So if anyone wants to offer us to fucking bag or anything like that, we are open. We are open to offers right now.
Yes.
But speaking of offers and speaking of financial, what's what I'm thinking of? Financial duties?
Yes.
It's,
fiduciary duties.
Fiduciary duties. Speaking of
fiduciary duties. It's a word.
That's not the word.
Oh man, I'm the business person. Okay, I got it.
Yeah,
keep going.
Yeah. Like we said, one of us is here to do the business. One of us is rolling the joints, as we learned. Beautiful way. This as our if you go to protege.com, you enter Emo Kids at checkout, you get your first tube of this for $10, and it'll make your face nice enough that you don't have to know how to pronounce these words because people will still give you opportunities because your face looks nice. So go over to protege.com and do that. After you get your first one, you run out, you go back, you enter Rob40, ROBB40 at checkout, you get it again. Fiduciary.
Hey!
Fiduciary.
Give him a
Zachary
gold
Ross.
star.
Hi, can you guys hear me and shit?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're there. Hey, what's going on?
Nothing. I'm just taking it very easy after yesterday.
Yeah. Did you drive back this morning or did you go back last night?
I went back. I didn't even stay till the end of the show. No, I got home at like 10 last night.
Oh,
Maybe.
that's not bad. That's not bad.
No, and I like took my time getting home too. I stopped at I was like, I just wanted to be where I like got McDonald's and ate it in my car and watched YouTube and stuff.
Sick.
I was like, just like enjoyed the quiet and the air conditioning. And, I called my friends on the phone and stuff and I called the people in my life who I wanted. I was excited to like update, the people who are going to ask you
Yeah.
how it went and stuff like that, and, do all that
Yeah.
stuff.
I love it. Yeah. So how did it go? So for all of our listeners, Zach here, of Man Overboard, and also what is it, Chew Toy, your new
Yeah.
band we're gonna talk
I
about
like
today
that.
too.
I love the
Yeah, I
Shoe
love that
Toy
name.
record. That EP
Thank you. I
fucking,
appreciate it.
yeah,
Yeah.
that shit rips. I
It
got questions
does.
about the kazoo, but we'll keep going.
We'll
Yeah,
get that.
go for it.
Yeah, but for those who aren't aware, you got to play the Unplugged stage at DC Warped Tour this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how
yeah.
did that go? How'd it go for you?
It was great. I'm not a bullshitter. Like, I don't, if it didn't go good and I got interviewed the next day, I would have found some, truthful but not awkward way to let you guys know that, like, I've had better shows or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, it was so awesome. It was so, and I was like on the fence about wanting to do it anyway because I have been doing this acoustic Man Overboard thing now for like longer than I
You have?
wanted to by myself, and I just kind of was ready to, like, anything from do the full band electric together, or maybe see if Nick wants me and Nick go do an acoustic tour together as Man
Yeah.
Overboard. Anything else, I was ready for. It had served its purpose, so I was on the fence about wanting to even do it anyway, and people,
Yeah.
like, convinced me. I'm really glad people convinced me to do it. It was, to be honest with you, like, there's been, and we've done 3 full summers, right, of Warped, but, like,
Yeah.
I've had electric sets with full band in, like, 2013 that were worse than acoustic in
Yeah.
2026. So it was really good, It
Yeah.
was crazy. I was surprised. I was surprised.
That's good. Yeah. I mean,
Is this your first time being back since like the revamp of the last couple years?
Yeah, if you count. Well, no, we did 2019.
Okay,
Okay.
That was
yeah,
like
kind of the in
in
between.
yeah, that was Atlantic City. Yesterday felt a lot more like a Warped tour. I remember us all saying to each other in 2019, we were like, this isn't like Warped Tour. It's called Warped Tour, but this is just some like weird. It didn't feel like on
Yeah.
our side of the
oh,
fence.
really?
No, not
What was
really.
different
Because
about it? What was different about it in 2019?
I think, like, from the performing perspective, the feeling of Warped Tour really is, for me at least, is like it comes from it being all these days in a row. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Once you're on day like 9, you're like, oh yeah, we're like in the shit now. I feel like, but yesterday felt like Warped Tour. I think there wasn't as many stages and stuff in 2019 and that type of thing. Where yesterday it felt really sprawling and. It was super, super hot, and there was a lot of people. And I just remember thinking to myself that, like, if you woke me up from a dream and told me that I was in like a 2012 right now, as long as I couldn't read anything, I'd
Yeah.
like believe you.
Not
Yeah,
gonna
you're like-
believe the shit you find out about the guy from the Apprentice show. You're gonna be
Yeah,
really,
you're like,
really
yeah.
thrown off.
Yeah.
I'd
As
be
long as
like,
you
"You're
don't look
kidding."
down, you're like,
I'd be like, why is everyone so mad at Donald Trump?
Yeah, you're like,
you're like, this doesn't make sense. I thought
I'd be like, I mean, I don't really like him either.
yeah,
but, like,
what's the big deal?
he's
Like,
just
yeah.
a millionaire. It's no big deal or whatever.
all right, Zach, don't fucking bullshit me. I need full honesty. Pull back the fucking curtain here.
Okay.
How random actually were the fucking set times at Warped Tour back in the day? Because they're not now,
Oh.
obviously, but like how fucking random was the inflatable thing every day? Because I feel like there
mean
were some
as-
bands that had priority.
Yeah.
It was to get you didn't get priority every day. You could do like you could get, so we were not pains in their asses, right? To put it like simple, we didn't cause a lot of like extra work for production. And once in a while, say we're playing in Camden, New Jersey, we'll be like, yeah, all of our friends and family are here. Like, can we play at like 7?
Yeah.
Just because like our friends are coming, like some of them have work and stuff, and like they'll be like, yeah, we
Yeah.
got you. We
Oh,
got
that's
you.
cool. That's cool.
If you're always getting in trouble,
That-
if you're sneaking people around without passes, if you're just doing shit, if you're a problem for all these other reasons, if you're kind of a pain in the ass, they might tell you to go fuck yourself. Like, why should anybody do you any favors?
yeah.
You know what I mean? And and the neutral ground of that, if you're not saying anything, it's kind of randomized. Yeah. If you're, it's not so black and white. That's what I'm saying. That like you can't. And they weren't so cruel that they wouldn't do you a favor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Left at its default, yeah, like, you could be talking to anyone. You could be in a band that, has 1,000 monthly listeners, and we didn't have stuff like that at the
I
time,
was
but
gonna
you know what
say,
I
yeah, that was,
mean?
Yeah.
So you mean they
That
had,
was a
they had
thing.
12,000
and
daily MySpace plays.
yeah,
Yeah.
so you could be on some, like, your band might be on the Ernie Ball stage, and you're talking to, let's just say, Adam Lazzara.
Yeah.
And you're like, "What time are you playing?" He might be like, fucking 11:45, bro," and you'd be like, "Damn," like, that might happen. Like, they're gonna have to do it once or twice.
Yeah.
They really wanted to, the psychology behind that was they wanted to alleviate any of the artists from having any kind of ego on Warped Tour, thinking
Yeah.
I
anybody
love
was
that.
better than anyone else. It worked for the most part, because
Yeah.
you would just be like, "Damn." But it's true. I remember seeing all the big bands play early. As often as smaller bands, maybe not. So,
Yeah.
like, somewhere in the middle of there being a conspiracy and there not being a conspiracy.
Yeah. I was a little surprised with day one. Third Eye Blind wasn't later in the evening. I feel like Steven Jenkins might have been like,
They don't, you wanna know an interesting story?
go ahead, go
I
for it.
I heard this, so it's a secondhand thing. I can't,
Okay.
it's
Confirm or
about
deny.
Alien Ant Farm, so I wasn't there.
Okay.
Um, I was in, like, 7th grade or something, but some guys in older bands have, I believe, told me this is the story if I get it right. They signed on for Warped Tour, uh, and they were supposed to play a stage that was, like, not like the main one, but a big ass one, like
Yeah.
Tilly's or whatever the fuck they call it now.
Yeah.
Sorry, can I curse? Do you guys curse?
Yeah,
Whatever you
yeah.
want.
Rob curses all the fucking time, so it's
Yeah,
fine.
So they were on, like, one of those because that's what they were on. In the time between them getting the deal, the contract for Warped Tour and Warped Tour happening, Smooth Criminal came on the radio. So they, like, blew the fuck up. And they had an attitude at Warped Tour. They were like, "We should be on the main stage now. We're bigger. Our song's bigger than, like, all these bands. We are bigger than all of these bands." And Warped Tour was like, "Well, whatever. Just enjoy being on the side.
Yeah.
Enjoy being the biggest band on the side stage. I don't know
Yeah,
what to tell
like,
you."
yeah.
And they had a problem with that. So the next day, Alien Ant Farm goes on stage wearing shirts that say "Side Stage Band." And the legend goes that was their last performance of the summer. They were told to go home. Fuck all that. We don't care how big you are. We don't care, Smooth Criminal. Go
Yeah,
home.
Yeah.
your
That was
cover
it. They're
song,
done.
like
They're done for, yeah. That's what, so like I said, if anybody listening knows more than me about that, there might be some elements I have wrong, but that's more or less, I'm pretty sure something like that happened. And that's like, a story I learned, I'm sure, by someone being like, Warped Tour doesn't fuck around, bro. Like, explaining to
yeah, I
me,
can see that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So they don't like egos.
No, not at all. And I see that now
Mhm.
too. I think even with the new lineups and stuff. I mean, there are some like bands clearly that get to close out the stage like Yellow Card, etc. But at the same time, you get a lot of bands like one of our newer favorite bands, Sour Zero Plays, getting an 8:30 slot. That's pretty decent like slot
Yeah.
time for a band that's only been around for a few years. So that's pretty
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love it.
They try to be fair. And I remember when, like, it was just, any year Man Overboard played, I can recall playing all different times of the day for sure.
Yeah.
And we were always in the pretty good graces of, like, the people who made those decisions. They kind of
Yeah.
loved us. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
You were nice
Exactly.
boys.
The
Yeah.
Office, that era Warped Tour Office loved us. Yeah, loved our band.
Good.
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
They loved us.
You guys were kind of like one of the biggest pop punk bands at a time when I think like pop
Mhm.
punk was kind of like almost out of favor at Warped. Like it just like it was such like a
Absolutely.
metal like
Metalcore was like,
yeah,
whew.
just like it gets really Ronnie Radke, Austin Carlisle, like
Yes.
stomping and crabbing and all sorts of ego riser shit kind of thing,
Yeah.
like, and you guys were kind of like the, like, I mean, as we'll get into the defend pop punk band, but like,
Yes.
how much of that was literal in the sense of like, did you feel the need to be defending pop punk? Like, was it kind of like, hey, I'm happy these guys are bringing more eyeballs, or was it kind of like, well, fuck, we're getting overshadowed by this hot topic thing?
By the time, so we thought it's a femme pop punk, or started doing it like a few years before we were like a Warped Tour band or whatever. So at that point, nah, our mindset was and there's kind of like a two-part answer, but half of it is that our mindset really was, if you forget about what your music sounds like for a second, if you live this life that I do, if you're out on the road every month and away from your girlfriend and trying to explain this to your grandmother, and you got fans and you live in a van and you learn to, in other words, you learn to respect, if you're fun to hang out with, you learn to respect people's hustle. What would start to happen more times than not is like people would be like, oh, you're friends with like that guy? I just never think you'd be hanging out with that band. And you're like, well, we're stuck in this little area together
Yeah.
all the time, and he's pretty cool, and we
Yeah.
both smoke
Yeah.
weed, and like, so it turns into like,
Hell yeah.
there's some camaraderie built. Like, I never would have thought that Nevershoutnever, when saying Defend Pop Punk, would be one of the bands that like we connected with as people so fucking hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like us to this day, us and them are like really close, like as guys, like we just really clicked. But musically, like we're just, but so, but then also we were when we started saying that, it wasn't like defend it from like deathcore or anything. It was defend it from like bad scene stuff that was like we felt replacing pop punk. Cause like crappy mall metal like has its place, fine, like go ahead.
Yeah.
But it was more like we didn't like synth driven, like hair flip, like and we end up going on tour with All Time Low and stuff. But
I love that you're just calling out, just saying what it is.
yeah, but the thing is, it also wasn't meant to be taken that seriously. It was meant to be taken a little seriously. Like people took it way more seriously than we like thought, than we were pitching it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's cool. Like I've said it in another interview, I think a few years ago. I was like, if it turned into something that means a lot to you, then by all means, that's awesome. But we meant it more as kind of like a snarky dig, and we didn't invent it. There's some older hardcore band called Most Precious Blood, and in the 90s they had, one of us had seen it. They had a t-shirt, they had the shirt, it says Most Precious Blood Defend, there's an AK-47, and then it says hardcore. So we
You
made
guys have like surprisingly
Wow.
gnarlier like reference points and influences than I think, between like the Page 99 thing and that. I'm like, interesting.
That's really interesting.
That's a good way of putting it. We are gnarlier than people assume sometimes.
Right?
Sure. We are 100% gnarlier than people
Speaking of
assume.
gnarly people, another band that I think kind of came up around the same time from a state over, I think you may have toured with as well, Handguns. Have you ever experienced Jake Langley? What are your thoughts on Jake
Have I
Langley?
ever experienced Jake? Yeah, I've experienced Jake. I mean, dude, I could write a book.
Could you? Okay.
I don't like shit, man. One time,
That's an experience.
well, yeah, back in the day, one time, I forget who it was, but it's Man Overboard and somebody on tour, and we took Handguns. I literally don't remember who was either playing with us or co-headlining or something, because this is all I remember. Handguns is the opening band. You'll see why I remember that they were the opening band. We get to the end of tour, and they're all like, handguns in it. Like they weren't making a lot of money at the time, and packing a bunch of dudes into little motel rooms and stuff, and thrilled about it. Like smiles on their faces the whole time, like super stoked. It's all good. And we're like, yeah, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Last day of tour, we get to the show, and there is like a picnic table we've never seen before, with like the checkered red and white napkins, a spread of all sorts of like food and different like treats and or picnic shit, fruits and drinks and stuff. And then there's a grill, and Jake Langley is grilling burgers and hot dogs, and he's saying, I threw this because I want to thank you guys for bringing us on the tour. And we go, but everyone in both bands is like quick enough to be like, where did you get the money for all this stuff? So we're like, this doesn't make any. You guys are like, I see what you guys are doing for money. Like, there's how'd you pay for all this stuff? They stole it, all of it. They stole all of it. They shoplifted everything from the barbecue to the burgers to the
My
napkins.
fucking voice right there.
Yeah, everything. From the barbecue to the napkins to the food to the cups to the drinks, they stole every single thing. They
Oh my gosh.
shoplifted everything in one. They're like, "We did. It's all good. Just we wanted to thank you guys. It's a picnic. We're feeding you."
How blessed they were not to get caught at any
Yeah.
other store.
And it was great.
Fucking that is fucking greasy.
Yeah, isn't that
But
I'm
that's
like, how
that's
did you?
yeah, that's Handguns. I feel like in a fucking nutshell. That's Jake Langley. Just
Yeah.
He stole also. I remember he doesn't give a shit, and this is so many.
No.
The statute of limitations is gone.
Yeah.
I think
He
so.
stole a TV as well. When he was doing it, he stole a TV, and then he brought the TV back into Walmart and returned it. Got store credit and got all new tires for their van from the Walmart auto body shop with the store credit from the TV that he stole. These Handguns didn't give a fuck.
Man, is this why they require receipts now if you would have returned an item at Walmart?
That's why they have that man standing there.
Yes,
God,
right.
I fucking love that's
Yeah, and obviously they got bigger. Like, I'm not trying to paint them in like Handguns got to the point where they could pay for things, but there
Yeah.
wasn't. Yeah, we all our bands are at a point at one point where we can't.
Yeah,
And
you were scrounging.
that's what they did.
That's
They
wild.
were pretty nuts.
That's fucking nuts.
Thank you. That is more than I would have ever fucking dreamed of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Back
that's
to
probably
the
my best Handgun
Yes.
story.
back to the shirts though, and the defend pop punk thing. I feel like you guys are kind of like the Stone Cold Steve Austin of pop punk, in the sense that like you had the best shirt. That was the NWO shirt
Yeah.
kind of. That was the Austin 316. Was there years or was there moments where
that way we were.
Was there moments where you were making more money like off the shirt than you were actual everything else?
Oh yeah. Warped Tour. Warped
Oh, I
Tour, you're
think they
making
were
more money off
crazy.
the shirt than everything else. 100%. I mean,
That's crazy.
by the shirt, if we call it every single day of our lives that we played Warped Tour, I want to say we walked away with more money from merch than we did from our guarantee, and our guarantees were good. They weren't skimpy, but they
Yeah.
were. But merch would be like 2 or 3 times what we got paid from like van.
Shit.
On a normal day, like a sick day, it would be like 5 times what we got paid
Wow, the
from
importance of
to
buying
play the
merch.
actual show.
Wow.
Man, defend pop, and I was pretty young too, and it was the first band I was ever in that like had merch and stuff. I didn't come from like another band that like,
Mm-hmm.
it was my high school band before that, and I was very spoiled. I didn't know till like I kind of like got older or got around. Like I was like, that's just how much merch you sell when you're in a band. I'm like, I don't know. Like I
Yeah.
remember it's like friends in other bands like looking in the back of our trailer and being like, these are all defend pop punk shirts. And I'm like, yeah, what do you mean? You don't have like a fucking 12 boxes of the same shirt?
Yeah, well, why not?
You don't pull a U-Haul trailer behind you with just
we
one
did.
one black blouse.
Right,
Yeah,
branding's
I didn't
so important.
understand.
Yeah.
It was insane. We did know, but at the same time we didn't. I knew it was a good. Well, I knew because like cool people would like Chris Carrabba. I was going to the bathroom once at Bamboozle maybe, and I'm leaving like the bus area to go to like the porta potty area, and I see Chris Carrabba coming in the opposite direction, going towards his bus because it's parked next to ours. And I just went like, I must have been like 22 or 21 or something. And I was just like, dude, I walked right up to him and I was like, my name is Zach. I sing in Man Overboard. I am a really, really big fan of yours. Like, you're a huge influence on me. Like, blah, blah, blah. You're like one of the few people that I like write the reason I write like songs like this. And he goes, dude, I just went to pee and I saw so many of your fucking shirts between leaving my bus and coming back
That's
here.
crazy.
And then I went, do you want to smoke? And he went, yeah, I'm going to go grab my hoodie, which is not what I thought he was going to say at all. And then I was like, oh, cool. And then I ran back to Man Overboard's van. We were in a van at the time, and I busted in the shit. He's in a bus, we're in a van, and I remember people are like laying down on the bench and shit. And I was like, Chris Carrabba's coming over. Get up. Chris Carrabba's coming over. Get up. And I was like, I'm not kidding. Chris Carrabba's coming over to Blaze. Get up. Be normal. He's walking
Sick.
up. And then we were all like looking out the window. They're like, he's coming over. Look, I'm like, he said he was getting his hoodie and then coming over. And then he came over and smoked with us too. Same way Chris
Sick.
Drew ended up want to be, someone who I'm really good friends with. First thing I think Chris Drew ever said to me was like, can I get like one of those Defend Pop punk crew necks? Like that's like how we met.
Sick.
Him like asking me for one.
Is Christopher Drew doing good these days?
Yeah.
He's doing great.
Okay.
He's from what I don't want to like speak for him and stuff, but he's
Of course,
focused.
yeah.
He's focused on his family. He seems to
Good.
be. I don't live anywhere near him, but from what I can tell, he seems to. I'm sure he is, and he seems to be a really dedicated dad. And his sobriety is, I think, really important to him.
That's good.
And he's had his maybe had. I wouldn't be surprised if he's. Again, not speaking for him, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's had his fill for a little bit, like in general,
I
of
think
the whole thing.
Yeah, I feel like he almost got like, I mean, family, personal experiences aside, just like career-wise, like almost like a child star in a way.
Yeah,
Big
pretty
time,
much.
Like
dude.
just
Yeah.
was
Big
so
time.
young and
Yeah.
kind of stunted developmentally, like to a degree, probably just because like, yeah, you're on the road as a 16-year-old, like living like fucking
Yeah.
Peter Pan, like, and then having to grow up in front of the world and all these people, kind of like in our world, especially at the time, maybe not to like grand culture, but in our world,
Yeah.
that motherfucker was a rock star, and it's like,
Oh, yeah. I
You
mean, I
can't
used
make
to
mistakes.
fucking walk around hang out at Warped Tour all day with him.
he was
Yeah.
the fucking guy. Like
It was. I knew that if I go anywhere with him, I'm not a big deal.
Yeah,
And it's
right.
awesome, but like in a
Yeah.
nice kind of nice way.
Yeah.
But that was very much the case. But yeah, it was tough for him too. We were young. He was really young when they got popular. And he just was intensely loved, really. And
Yeah.
and looking back now as a dude in his late 30s, like analyzing people who are a lot younger than me, I'm like, he handled it amazingly. He handled it.
Yeah.
He really
I would have
really
fucking
did.
flamed out so hard if that was me.
Yeah, he would. And
Yeah.
I mean, I can tell you, I remember behind closed doors, like seeing really. I've seen him mad, and it's not that mad. And behind closed, I've seen him be in really, really stressful situations where other people who are as popular and successful as him would have turned into divas, and I've seen him just, handle things like extremely maturely, even when we were young. So he's got a really good heart.
Beautiful. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really sweet to hear.
That is
Yeah.
good to hear.
I think it was like a year ago when we first started this show. There's no way you remember this, but I talked to you in the comments for like a second, telling you to come on. You're like, I was like, let's talk about what happened with Man Overboard, and you're like, I'm not ready to talk. Now's not the
No.
time.
Yeah, that's the
You're
time.
like, now's not
yeah.
the time. What happened where now wasn't the time? Where are we at today
I
with
probably
that?
said
Your
that
feelings on it?
because I probably said that. Well, I mean, I probably said that because I was about to like do a Man Overboard, something I was gonna try to
Oh, that's
do.
probably true.
Like when I want to do something, I probably felt that for whatever reason I shouldn't step on my bandmates' toes at this moment
Mm-hmm.
because of something I'm trying to do, like as
Yeah.
Man Overboard. You know,
Because you were doing the acoustic tour like last year,
Yeah.
right? So maybe
Yeah.
that's a good.
And
yeah,
that was
without
newer. That was a
them.
newer concept, and like I
Yeah.
did it right. Nobody, like everybody in the band said, "Go ahead, do your thing," but it was, um, it, nobody was, discouraging to me. But that being said, it wasn't as comfortable of a thing. Once I kind of was doing it for a while, people saw that it was
Yeah.
cool. That I wasn't setting fire to the brand that they had helped build in their 20s. Like then it was like, oh, cool. Like
Yeah.
good luck. Hope you have a good show tonight, bro. Like
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of chilled out a little bit. That's the truth.
Yeah.
You
That
know?
makes sense. But you
Yeah.
had said in like I think one of your posts about how, now you have Chew Toy, which is a new project, right? And you
Yes.
said that so we can't abuse nostalgia or it doesn't become nostalgic anymore. So explain that like whole concept as to why you're like ready to, try something new
Well,
now.
because it's it. We can't have nostalgia. It's like everything's 80s themed, everything's 2000s emo themed. Like what
Sure.
about what about putting effort into like making now awesome? What about putting effort into making now a time that we look back on and be like,
Yeah.
that was, let's do our best. Like, I know everything sucks, but like sometimes I feel that way. Let's create,
Yeah.
let's make something now that people, let's have a thing of now. I would play some of these Man Overboard shows and people were so passionate and nice that would come out to the shows and talking to people at the merch table. And I was just thinking to myself, like, this is so sick. And there's like 100 people just came up to me and were like, I'll still support you no matter what you do. And I'm like, thank you. But then I really started thinking about their words and I'm like, why don't I do something that's like from now? Why am I
Yeah.
trying to why am I trying to parade around these old songs? And the line between that is like, it's fun to do special, intimate performances that are a little more on the rare side.
Mhm.
I have no interest in making it my full-time
No.
job to play the songs without the band behind me, you
Yeah.
know? I kept getting offers that were, not gonna lie, sweet for my wallet and stuff and pay the bills and stuff, so I was like, I'm not a millionaire, it's hard to turn down in that regard, like,
Yeah.
you're like, "Cool, that's really?" You're like, "Okay." But other than that, there's, you know,
No, but
I want
Yeah.
either the band to I'd prefer to enter a new chapter now. I'm not saying Man
You know,
Overboard has to
yeah.
stop, but, like, they should come back, or we should,
Yeah, do something new.
acoustic things got us. What are we doing?
Nostalgiaville is a nice place to visit, but it's not a nice place to live.
Yeah,
No. Yeah. Yes.
but I didn't want that to sound like I was saying, "No more Man Overboard." It's more just like, "Alright, let's stop doing like this. I'm gonna see what they're doing."
Yeah, I mean, if they're not
You know what I mean?
engaged, yeah, if they're not engaged, I mean, you wouldn't be the first or last member of a band to try to do something outside of the band. And I think,
Yeah.
yeah, and I was talking to Hawthorne Heights this weekend, and they have a new single that came out in March, and they said they're doing new music. And I talked to JT about it, and he said the same thing to you. He's like, I mean, they've toured on 2 albums, 20-year anniversary tours, right? Playing
Mhm.
whole albums. Like, why we like doing that? We want to grow. We want to do something else. We want to be new. We want to do new again.
Yeah.
So they're like, they're tired of nostalgia too, I think. I think a
Yeah.
lot of people
Yeah.
are getting tired of it.
It's nice for
And
a
I
minute,
get
but
that. I have no problem. That's kind of why I wanted to make a new band, though, to be honest, because I'm realistic enough though to be like, I'm not. There's no way I'm gonna like take Man Overboard out
Oh,
of the. That's an uphill battle. Why? Let Man Overboard live in nostalgia world. That's fine. Me, I'm a musician who doesn't want to be done making music in my life.
yeah.
So there's gonna be. I want to have a band that came out in 2026. Like
yes.
that's different. That's
Oh, yeah.
different. I want Man Overboard to live where it lives, and I do want it to be. I don't wanna live like you're saying, I don't wanna live in Nostalgiaville. I
No.
wanna go to it for Man Overboard
Yeah,
fans
it's
and
nice to
visit.
visit, yeah,
Yeah.
and relive for a minute and then just like, all
Yeah.
right, like, because yeah, you start doing that too often, you're like, fuck, I become like the
Yeah,
casino
it's
guy, and it's like
Yes,
people
the
are using
casino.
me for their hit
exactly.
of
It's like,
dopamine to
it doesn't
Yes.
feel
make you feel
17
very
again.
cool.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
yeah, it
You
pays the
know?
bills, but it's like this isn't
Yeah.
artistically fulfilling.
Yeah.
Exactly. And Chew Toy sounds a little different, It sounds that's not really the
Yeah,
same vibe, so,
absolutely.
Yeah. Talk
you
to
know?
us about the vibe of Chew Toy. Like, tell us a little bit about what you're going for there.
It's much more like, I sound so pretentious, I feel like it's much more raw, but, like, it is though, and it is like on purpose. We're influenced obviously by or more by like classic pop punk, the Ramones and bands like the
Yes.
Buzzcocks and stuff, and a lot of like garage music, and there's a lot of uh there was like a new garage scene in the later 2000s that actually while Man Overboard was kind of like in the defend pop punk era, there was this whole other scene of music that I wasn't part of that I was just like a really big fanboy that
Yeah.
was like garage music, and this is kind of like me getting to do that. I actually thought of the concept for Chew Toy in 2015, but pulled
Wow.
the and pulled the trigger on it in 2025. Last summer,
Just
started really
marinated a
working on.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's supposed to be more punk, like more punk and definitely pop punk. And I want it to be cute. I always say this: Chew Toy's got to be three things: cute, catchy, and punk. All three of them as fuck.
That's
Not
fair.
pop punk. Like, it has
No.
to actually be, like, punk as fuck. It, like,
Punk as
has to
fuck.
be,
Yeah.
you know? but it's also got to be like cool and like
Yeah.
me, like like
Yeah.
cute and catchy. That's like how I
I
make it.
hear like I'm like, okay, new project from singer of pop punk band. I'm immediately like, okay, like this can be like an acoustic project. Like, all right, I'll get to this. And then I put it
Yeah.
on. I was like, oh, I like Chew Toy more than I like Man Overboard. I think.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
like,
that's
this is
cool.
my fucking. This shit rips.
Yeah, I do. And like to put it in more relatable terms to people who might be listening, I think it's more like Fiddler than like Man Overboard. You
That's a good
know,
way to. Yeah, it's
That's a good way to
Fiddler,
put
it's
it.
more like there you
Ramones,
go.
Yeah.
with like almost like a little more of a bedroom element, just because like of the
Yes.
like the drums and stuff like that.
Yeah, we're very into our fake drums. We love our fake drums. We have more than enough ample resources and musical talent to do the drums on real drum
No,
kits.
but yeah, it's like
We
it's clearly an artistic decision.
Oh,
Yeah.
we recorded actually we have a version of our demo where all the drums are real. And then we have a version of it. We printed out a version with the fake drums too. And we were like,
Wow.
listen to them both, and we were like, fake drums, bro, fake
That's
drums.
Fake drums.
Like it just sounds more like I want it to. I want it to sound cheap. I want it to sound like a
Yeah.
toy. I want it to sound disposable. I want it to sound like a little $5 bargain bin song. Like a cheap chew toy is a cheap pair of sunglasses that you bought for $3 because they looked cool, and you lost them at the beach, and it's all good. You
Sick.
get it?
That's a
You know
good
what I
vibe.
mean? Throw away pop. Like just like good trash. Catchy trash. That's like that's like the artistic idea.
What a good way to put it. Reminds me of like
That's yeah.
do you know Crocodiles?
No, but I like that.
Crocodiles,
Sounds cool.
San Diego band, same thing. Where like I remember the first time I saw them, like one of their first shows. Then they became like Pitchfork kind of South by Southwest darlings. But like, and it's like they're setting up and like they're just doing the drum machine, like they're playing it through that. It's like the first time you see that live, kind of. In like
Yeah.
we're an amateur band and we don't have a drummer, so we have this fucking thing playing. More in like the artist, like stylistic
Yeah.
choice. You're like, oh fuck, that's fucking cool if you do it
Because
right.
it's like, it sounds what it is like I think the psychology behind it when you're listening to a punk record that has a drum machine is that you're like, Jesus, this is incredibly DIY.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro didn't even feel like yeah, like, you know what I mean? But it's live. I believe the plan live is to have, because there's two of us in Chew Toy. There's only two of us.
Okay.
Mhm.
But I believe the plan is to make it like 4 or 5. It's definitely gonna be like 4 of us live at least, and have a real drummer, because live I want to be like a punk band
Yeah.
and have the energy. But on the record, I really do like that cheap vibe. You
No,
know?
I thought it
Yeah.
was sick as hell.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I
I
appreciate
think it
it.
is. Yeah.
But
Oh yeah. But yeah, so with Chew Toy, so now what is the plan? So you're releasing this first single this week, right? I don't care.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's not the first one, but
Yeah.
yeah.
No,
with
that's
it.
yeah. But what's your plan after that? Are we going to be touring? Are we going to be
You're gonna get I Don't Care, and then you're gonna get another song then in July, and then you're gonna get another song in August, and then they all
Oh,
have videos and stuff with them. And then yes, we're looking at um there's 2 potential tours I'm looking at for us for the fall. I would like to spend as much time as I can this fall and winter on the road with
okay.
Chew Toy. That's the plan, at least, But
Yeah.
we're also really a really big priority to, because I don't know, we kind of go back and forth. If the right opportunity presents itself this fall, we're gonna take it. But if not, we're not gonna force anything. Meaning, we've already talked about this. Is like 2026 can be about growing the presence online and putting out as much music as possible.
Yeah.
Like so much so that going into 27, it's like, what's good, bitch? Like, what do you
Yeah.
want to do? Where do you want to go?
Yep.
So that might kind of be the vibe too, or maybe somewhere in the middle. But I know we're very focused on Tom is the other guy. He cares a lot about us building our presence online, which I understand, and putting out a lot of music early on, which is also, that's what Man Overboard did. So like Man Overboard, people used to call us prolific because we had so many like EPs and stuff were coming out
Yeah.
within 1 year, and that was because we recorded for free. So we had like a
Sick.
life
So
life
fun.
hack. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say that's
so
kind
that's
of
the
the trick
plan.
is working around that. Like, oh, we have to be able to
Yes.
afford to track the drums, and then it goes from
Yeah.
there. And it's
Oh,
like,
and then
especially in
that's
this
the
case,
great
you don't have to do
thing.
that.
Yeah, you don't have to do it at all.
Exactly. That's the other thing. All of Chew Toy's made in the room that I'm sitting in right now.
Yeah, you can
Entirely.
do this at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's made entirely. The only money I spend making Chew Toy is on subscriptions to software. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
You're not
you
torrenting any of
gotta
those
have
using
it.
cracked ones.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
I could even alleviate that. So yeah, making Chew Toys just like so. That's another way that makes it feel different than any other project I've ever done. It's so natural. It's literally like rolling out of my bed and opening the computer or going to my desk and making a song at my computer, and then like you guys are hearing like that fucking song, that file.
Yeah.
And like
Sick.
I love that. Like that's how I've always wanted it to be, you know?
Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
what's Chew Toy's themes? What's Chew Toy going to be singing about
Chew
in the
Toy sings
future?
about this kind of the same stuff as Man Overboard, I guess,
Okay.
but I think we keep it a little more lighthearted, I think, and it's a little more punk. I mean, well, one of the new songs that's coming out is really about being like kind of fed up with being like emo and sad, and how like it's gonna be okay. Like it's gonna be fine, like let's party. And
Yeah.
um our single we released already is called I Want to Go Home. It's about being very apathetic
Yep.
to everything happening at all,
Yeah.
and just wanting to go home and be alone because of something that's happened with a girl. Um it always goes back.
Always
Uh,
traces back to.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about
The
the
buzz.
lyrical content of the demo. First song's I'm sad about a girl. The second song, I just feel out of place in this world. The third song, I'm saying, oh, I don't know why, but I love you. You're fucking cool as hell. The fourth song, I'm saying, you think you can handle being my girlfriend?
Yeah.
You think it's called Bad
Sick.
Enough. It's like, are you bad enough?
Yeah. Are you bad?
So we lean into like the cheese, and then the fifth song on the demo is about being cool. The chorus, I literally say, yeah, I'm badass and I'm built to last.
Sick.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah. Yeah, we got like a sample. We lean into being like before that song starts, there's a sample from the Incredible Hulk. It's what's her face's father saying. It's the first thing you hear when you press play on the song. He's saying, "If you ever come within 1,000 yards of my
Ross?
daughter
It's
again."
Ross's voice?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
legit?
I didn't know what the movie
Yeah.
was.
Wait,
What the
wait.
movie was. Yeah.
Are you talking
No,
about
the OG, not yeah, like 2002 Hulk.
Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah. Mark?
Yeah,
No,
but
No, Kelsey
Eric.
Grammer.
No, Eric
It's not
Bana.
Kelsey Grammer.
God bless Rob. No, it's Eric Bana.
I don't know.
He says, if you ever come within 1,000 yards of my daughter again, I'll put you away for the rest of your natural life. And we have that playing before one of the songs because it's like, yeah,
Oh, no.
your dad'll hate me.
It's not Eric Bana's. It's Edward Norton's. Because, right? Is it his?
I don't know. I don't know a lot about those older Marvel movies.
Oh,
to be honest
bless
with you.
it. Now you're going to
You
make me
know,
look
I'm
it
more
up.
of a DC guy.
Oh, I know, because we're going to talk about that at the end of this episode.
All right. But yeah, but I did. There's a sample from Chew Toy sings about the same stuff, but it's a little more cheeky, but it's a little more tongue in cheek.
Well, I was
sing
curious.
about being
Oh, go ahead.
I sing about being like a tough to handle boy, and I sing about.
Are you tough to handle though? Like, are you really tough to handle?
Are you hard? Are you too hot to handle? Too hold the cold?
Yeah, something like that. For some. And then it's the same old shit because half of the songs are just being like, I love you, which is just what Man Overboard is. I write love songs, I think, at the end of the day. I kind of think that's what I like do.
That's like a
Sometimes.
lot of songs.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
You know?
I was curious if you were gonna get political in any of them. Because I know, like on your platform, you're kind of political. Kind of political.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's like, I've tried to write political music in my life. I don't think I'm good at it. I'm like, this is coming out corny. This is coming out cheesy. Like
yeah, too on the nose, right? Like
I think I am corny and I am cheesy, and so when I write the kind of like sappy love songs I do, that's okay.
it
It
works.
works,
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Built
know
to
what I mean?
last works in that like
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, I'm totally, I would consider myself radically left wing, and I've been like that my whole life. I've always been since I was in high school, I've been very, outspoken about, hating Republicans and shit. That was like
Shout
always,
out,
that was
yeah.
like what we would talk about at like the
Yeah.
lunch table and shit. And like the older punk kids would educate me and some like other ninth graders on why they fucking suck.
Yeah.
And like,
Other
well,
ninth
really
grade.
too, they're talking about, they were telling us what the bands that we listened to were singing about.
Oh, okay.
Really,
That's useful.
and then you go, well, yeah, cool. Anti-flag's right.
Until Justin Sane wasn't.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that. Well, the rest of the guys.
Yeah.
Well, he was right about some stuff.
I was gonna say
Right about some stuff.
Yeah. Speaking
For
of
sure.
allegations and the like, I did see some rumors online earlier that
no one ever wants.
Yeah, speaking of allegations, I saw rumors that the reason you left Warped Tour early was to go to the UFC, the America 250 thing. Is that true? I saw some videos of you there. I'm not sure if they were doctored. Like, can you clear the air here, Mr. Ross?
No, I had to stop by, just to shake a few hands and kiss a few babies. I know that it might not be the most popular decision with all the punk rockers, but if they were an adult with a job and bills to pay and children, then maybe they would understand. And didn't live in their mom's basement dyeing their hair blue. Sorry, I'm getting too good at that.
So you were hanging out with Shane Gillis and all those like NFL quarterbacks and shit? Okay, yeah.
No, fuck that shit. Yeah, no, I fucking hate.
No,
I posted about hating him. I posted about hating Trump the other day, and it's the most liked thing I've ever said on Instagram. I used to like in the peak of. It kind of, that's sad though. Like in the peak of Man Overboard at our most popular, if I took the cutest, best selfie of myself, it would probably get like half the likes at this down. I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, I get it. I go off about him all the time, usually, but to be honest, it was usually on my story. And all that happened was like every once in a while I would say on my story, like, yo, fuck you. If you're a Trump supporter, I don't even fucking want you as a fan. And then people would be like, yeah, we'll see about that, blah, blah. So in my head, I was like, oh, I'm playing a really big festival tomorrow. I'm going to remind all those people when I have money and fans on the fucking line, when it counts, I'm going to say it again. Like, that was my mindset. I'm going to say it again when I can fuck myself, so to speak.
Right,
When I have a big show tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because I knew I wouldn't, because I know that people who listen to my music are cool.
Yeah.
I knew it would be fine. I didn't think it was such a bold statement. It was just kind of to be like, put my money where my mouth, like a little thing in the back of my head. Now no one can say that I should. Like, I didn't want to be apolitical for a few days just because I got some spotlight coming, I don't want to be one of those people. So that's all it was to me. But then people acted like no one fucking ever said Donald Trump before on Instagram. Whatever. That's fine, I guess.
Donald Trump, rest in peace.
Yeah.
He's not dead yet, but.
Crazy. I mean, I'll take it. I'll take the likes on Instagram. Thank you.
Yeah. Engagement is engagement, my friend.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
It's all important.
Not a very minimal back talk from the MAGA crowd in the comments too. Like, it's just
maybe they're all fed up too. Who knows? I don't.
Yeah.
I mean,
what is your Mount Rushmore Blink-182 tracks as a Blink-182 track aficionado?
That's a cool question. So what's Mount Rushmore for? Well, Waggy, track 6 on Dude Ranch.
Yes.
Is it 6? I want to say it's 6. I think you need some time alone. For anybody listening that doesn't know what I'm talking about, I'll just check off in my room until then. That one. I think that's my favorite Blink song. Going Away to College.
Great pick.
So I got Waggy, Going Away to College, Carousel, and one more awesome Blink song for the ages. I kind of want to say, damn it, not gonna lie, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
But there's a reason that song's so big. But we'll say Dude, OG. My people aren't going to be expecting me to say this, but I fucking love this song. And the older I get, I think I love it even more. OG Anthem 1. Anthem 1.
Yeah.
End of Enema of
Yeah.
the State. Anthem 1, bro. Anthem
No
1.
Man Overboard. I respect that.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's not there.
Yeah, 2 on the
They-
nose. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
Anthem 1 is
awesome.
my preferred of the 3 anthems as well. I get that.
Yeah.
I do think the song Man Overboard kicks ass and is one of their best songs.
Yeah.
That chorus rules.
Yeah, Scott Rayner, now a police officer, actually.
I know, little
Yeah.
piggy boy.
Shame.
Yeah, that's such a shame.
Yeah, I hate that for him. I hate that journey for him.
Right, shitty deal. Shitty
Yeah.
deal. You think he'd still have like the Do Ranch royalties alone, just off Damn It, you think he'd be okay. But
Oh, I never even thought of that. Maybe he does. Maybe it's or maybe that record may get split up by who wrote it. That money, I wouldn't be surprised if that money mostly goes to Mark and Tom.
I was gonna say, I feel like it's when
yeah.
Travis gets there that they fully do the we're a 3-person,
Yeah.
every song is split us 3. I can see, yeah.
Because they weren't too making, Travis because they're so much bigger in Travis's era. Travis makes more in one night of playing live in Blink than Scott made a year.
That's
Wow.
wild.
Like easily. I'm just spitballing, but like that's
No,
gotta be
I'm
true.
sure that's probably
That's
accurate.
gotta be true.
Yeah.
That's gotta be true. So it's like, any of us could play drums in Blink for a week and probably be financially stable for the next 10 years. Like
I would assume
from like
that's
a week on
accurate.
tour.
Yeah. At
But
this
that wasn't
point.
like that when they recorded, when Scott was like in the band, so you never know if the royalties. But you would think royalties on the song "Damn It" alone are pretty fucking
Yeah,
sweet.
you think just off you think Scott would be doing okay, but I don't
Yeah.
know.
Maybe he has a calling to defend the fucking
protect and serve.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
He's just
I mean-
fucking dying to fucking shoot someone's fucking dog.
Yeah.
It's like better become a cop.
Yeah. Maybe he felt like when he's kicked out of Blink that he's just pissed off at all of punk rock as a whole because he felt rejected from it, and his only way to cope with not being a part of punk anymore was to like join the dark side on some Darth Vader shit. And he's like, if I can't be a fucking cool punk rock star anymore, I'm gonna be a cop and ruin everybody's fun. Ah! Maybe that's what he did.
Did you just turn
think he
Scott
listens,
Rayner
like-
into like a full-on like Batman villain there, kind of?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Is he like listen to country music now? Is that like he did a complete
Yeah.
180?
Yeah, he's like,
Jason
you know what?
Aldean.
Oh
You guys are
God.
wrong. Yeah.
This
Or
is a-
maybe another theory that I've had is that Scott was like never punk. And then and if Mark and Tom
Oh.
could hear me right now, they'd be like,
Yeah.
that's why he didn't last in the band forever too.
There we go.
You know what I mean? Maybe he prioritized things above Warped Tour one year in his personal life because he didn't care as much about like the band as the other guys. So they got this fill-in drummer, Travis Barker, and then they were like, dude, actually this kid's way cooler
This
than
guy's
you."
a little better, yeah.
Yeah, he's better at drums and cooler,
little
and he's like
bit, yeah.
about it. He's like about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That could have happened. I don't know.
That's a
They
fair
they could
theory, too,
spot
yeah.
the hustle in Travis Barker. I have a feeling.
Yeah,
I mean,
he was
that
like in the
man-
Aquabats, I feel.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's another one of my theories. When I used to
That's-
think about that stuff, I've never met Tom DeLonge in my life. I've met Mark Hoppus.
I
I've never
hope
met
one day you
Tom.
do.
I hope I do too. I hope I do too.
I've never met
I've
Mark.
always been a pretty big fan, as you may guess.
Yes.
Travis's studio is like probably like up half a mile from my place here, and he's there every day, and I've never fucking seen him. And it's like right on the way to my kid's school. I used to like drive by like I don't know which one it is. I know it's right in this little like small industrial garden. It's like never seen him there. He's there
Yeah,
every day. I don't know.
He's
I've never ran into
elusive.
the guy. Yeah,
He's
he's elusive
elusive.
somehow because he's driving them like murdered out cars. They kind
I
of
was gonna
blend in
say,
with
yeah, you
shit.
probably
Yeah.
can't see in that
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, you're not seeing what he's doing.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Real
then he
G's
probably
moving
gets out
fast.
like he probably gets out like this, except the hoodie's like 4 times too big.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Skeleton ass motherfucker. Looking
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out. Yeah.
He's
Beautiful.
got to
Yeah.
protect the Kardashian
Big ass,
line or whatever.
big ass sunglasses on.
Sick.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Oh my gosh, the
Yeah.
two of you could come up with some crazy Blink fan fiction, I'm pretty sure.
What was, you mentioned having fun with, like guys like Christopher Drew and the like, statute of limitations and the like, and time and the like. Was there any bands from that era that you just did not like fucking playing with?
There were bands that like, really, it's hard to think of a band that like we just, oh fuck, we're playing with them. There
Yeah.
wasn't really that. It was like, but there were bands where you'd be like, how someone say I come home from 3 months tour, and you go, who are you on tour with? So and so, how are they? And you might sometimes you're like, they're cool. You're like, they're
Yeah.
cool. We didn't really. That would happen sometimes. We don't really mesh. We're not really like the same.
Yeah, it's not like they're dicks. It's just like we're not fucking boys.
We always found, I'll say, because I mean zero offense by this, so I'll say a band.
Yeah.
Because we always found them to just be inoffensive people and have interests that more or less differed from ours. And I remember us expressly talking about this because we're like younger guys too, like navigating our frontal fucking
Takes
you know
y'all a
what I
little
mean?
bit longer than
brain's
us
starting
women,
to
but I get
meld.
it.
Yeah, we're like, I
Congrats.
feel like they're just different. Like they're cool, but like we're like, I don't know. Like I'm not gonna see if they want to like come. Yeah, they just like different stuff than us. A lot of dispute.
lot of dispute, really.
Yeah, we were just like they're like just nice enough guys. Never had a even close to a bad or awkward interaction with anyone in
Yeah.
that band. Only friendly, polite ones. But I was just kind of like it never. Like you're one of you's rolling a joint and the other one's reading a book. Like one of you's drunk and the other one's reading a book. Like it just never. And then the other ones like it didn't line up vibe wise for hanging out on the tour that we were on, so you didn't get as close. Maybe
Yeah.
you needed to be more competitive because you didn't have like immediate interest. So when you go on tour with a band who like say you love skateboarding and you go on tour with a band that skates, you're gonna get really tight with that band because you're gonna be like, let's go skate. You know what I mean? Or smoke weed or whatever the fuck it is. So some bands you just don't have a common ground with, but nobody was too bad. The Dangerous Summer was a wild band to be around back in the day, but they weren't. They weren't jerks though. They weren't.
Well, that's,
Zachary.
They weren't. They were not. They were not rude. They were not jerks. They were not intentionally. Saying his heart was in the right place.
AJ seems like a sweet enough guy. Was this during the Cody era?
Yeah.
Yeah, Cody.
I think it's like 20. Like, is he the drummer?
Cody was the guitarist.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking like 2012, 13.
Yeah, so that's Cody. Cody was Cody fell upon some hard times and some addiction, but towards the end of his tenure in A Dangerous Summer, he did the merch design for my old band. Like he did all our merch, our graphic work. And right when he left the band, he came to LA and played a show, and we played with him, and he stayed with me for a couple days, and he was weird as hell. And a couple months later, he's like, I'm moving out to LA, and I'm not trying to invite him over, but my roommate, he gets hold of my roommate, and he shows up, and he's on our couch for like a month, and like, he's found out he was robbing. He was stealing from my roommate. It was like a whole fucking thing. And
that's what I mean.
About a month ago, he hit me up, or not, it was like 6 months ago, asking to come on the show, and I don't think he realized it was me. And I was like, are we going to talk about the time I hit you with a guitar pedal?
That's crazy. Yeah. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Yeah, I mean, for us, it was just they were fine, really, but because we were young, we were pretty hard to rattle as well too. It's like, so and so's throwing up, whatever. You know what I mean?
You were not fazed by it, yeah.
Yeah, no, we weren't fazed. We noticed. We were like, damn. But they partied pretty fucking hard in that era, and I'm not. There's no shade. So did I. So did I. And they never. I never saw them really be outright like jerks to anyone or anything. So
who was
we were pretty young.
Of all the bands in our world, who is the Cypress Hill of Warped Tour? Who's
Man
smoking
Overboard.
the most weed? It's Man Overboard.
Man Overboard.
Shut up. There we go.
And then before it was Man Overboard, it was Newfound Glory.
Okay.
But then we smoked more weed than like they taught us how to blaze, but then we became a bigger weed band because Cyrus quit. So then there was only two of them smoking. So it's like, you guys only have two guys that smoke. and we had all of us smoke. We became a bigger smoking band. And then the story so far as well, Man Overboard and the story so far, once did a co-headliner at this place. This is a true ass story. Somewhere in, I think San Francisco, it might have been Slim's. And we're smoking in the dressing room. We rolled a 21-gram joint. It looked like a mag light flashlight. And while we were smoking, we had both bands on it. The owner of the venue comes downstairs and he wasn't mad, he's smiling. And he goes, the room upstairs, because the dressing room was downstairs, so you go up the stairs and you're on stage. And he goes, the whole venue is filled with smoke. Like coming from, and he's like, it's crazy. He was like, I'm not mad. He said, this is the most smoke I've seen since Cypress Hill played in here. And then we said, because we all start losing our shit. We're so proud.
Yeah.
And we go, what was it smokier tonight, right now, or then? And he's like, I think tonight. And we're all like, yeah. And that was Man Overboard, and the story so far is like forces combined in a small venue.
Beautiful.
But that's powerful.
Story so far ripped pretty hard back then. Again, I don't know. I don't want to say what anybody does in 2026. I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah.
But back then, hell yeah, that band, our band, Newfound Glory only had a couple guys that would be blazing in the band at any given time, but those guys smoked a lot because they had more money than.
They had more money than y'all at the time. Yeah, that makes sense.
On weed, yeah, that really was it. That was it. So yeah,
people always talk about Newfound Glory being influential to their music journey, but to their smoking journey is the first I've ever heard of
funny.
it.
I always say that the 2010 punk, I think 2000s pop punk is a lot more like Blink-182 influence, and around 2009, 2010, everything kind of starts getting Newfound Glory-y.
Oh yeah,
I see where the influence comes from now, because you guys, the story so far.
Yeah, I think that we're like the right on that line. I think we're we're the youngest people influenced that were from that Blink influence.
Yes,
we grew up listening to Newfound Glory, but they were pretty accessible for us to play with our way up. They were a huge band, but that's we were able to touch that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, they were I've been smoking weed since 7th grade, but when I smoked with Newfound Glory, what they would start to get me doing is more at once, basically. I don't give a fuck. This is a long time ago. Hey, disclaimer, none of them smoke fucking weed anymore, for all I know. Okay? They've all quit. They've all quit. None of them blaze anymore. Back in the day, they taught me, when you pack the bong, you pack it all the way, as high, as big, as overflowing as you can. Then you smoke all of that. That's all you. Then pack it, then go grab the weed and pack it again, overflowing all the way as much as you can. Then you pass that.
Percy's.
Yeah. So at
that's
big
that
ones,
fucking, Warner Brothers
and that's
money.
the only way to do it. They would call them snaps. We'd be like, these aren't snaps.
Those are not snaps.
Wow. Yeah. I'm learning a lot.
But they were like, this way. Because they were they taught us how to kind of be snobby. Newfound Glory was an era of my life where it's you make money now. You should, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so.
And it's right at the beginning of the not all weed is bought in a Ziploc bag. You're starting to get cool because medical cards are popping up. Recreational probably isn't a thing yet, but you're getting you're in California or something. Oh, you can go get this.
Yeah. So they would tell us, don't do that. Then you have to smoke a dirty shitty hit. Don't pass someone the dirty shitty brown hit. Now everybody gets a good green hit. They're and I would be like, oh. Yeah, you're right, actually.
And
then I kind of turned into that. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
That's so
I'm
funny.
learning so much.
Bert
about
McCracken.
Weed culture.
Bert was really a heavy ripper in those days. He was always down to smoke weed and hang out and teach me stuff.
Teach you stuff like what?
Oh, just really wholesome, nothing.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. You're like, no, that's boring.
Like a fatherly way, yeah.
In a fatherly way, okay.
Yeah, it's like an older brother kind of showing you the ropes.
Advice and stuff, okay.
Advice and stuff, telling me situations he's been in. Yeah, very much. older. I'm older than you, and my band is bigger and has been around longer.
Yeah.
Has he ever
But I
talked about
think you're
Gerard
cool.
Way?
Yeah,
Has he ever
but
talked about Gerard Way to you?
probably, but I don't remember that specifically.
I guess
That man, I'm very blessed to say that I have been privy to hundreds of hours of Bert McCracken's rantings, and I don't remember all of it, but
Ah,
he's the man, and he was
he
really
is.
looked after me and was good to Man Overboard too. They were really, older band that could have ignored us,
Yeah.
that didn't that hung out with us, that thought we were cool, that would never act like they didn't know us or anything like that. And Bert was always super down to hang there. I remember
Yeah.
nights in Australia, like him, do you want to go to this? We're all, and be invited to after parties and stuff. And I'd be like, one time I'm like, I think I'm just going to stay at the hotel in Blaze. And like, there's probably like 8 of us on this like little bus that's taking us back to the hotel. I don't think I'm going to go to the party. And I said it, and Bert said to me, yeah, I think I'm going to do that too. Like, I'm going to Blaze with you instead of go. And I was like, cool. Cause like I'd known him for a while.
Yeah.
But I was like, all right, word. But that was a moment though. Like I didn't sell it, but in my head, I was like, my life is crazy now. Huh?
Like, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, like
Life
he
is
just
wild.
like that's just what it's like now, huh?
Like, yeah,
I
so I
was,
was
like,
fucking
feeling
smoking weed
myself,
with
you know
Bert
what I mean?
McCracken in Australia. You're like, wow, this is
Yeah,
cool.
and he's just, no big deal, turning down a party to lounge around a hotel room and drink Coca-Cola and smoke pot with me, but like he'd rather do that. But I was in a very that's probably when my ego was probably at its highest in life, so it didn't really faze me that much. It fazed me a little bit.
I can see that. Yeah.
I was like, whatever, I'm the fucking shit. I must
You're like,
rule.
yeah. Bert
Zach,
likes me. He wants to
you're
hang out with me and not
fucking,
party.
of course he
I
does.
must be cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
so they were an older band that was really good to us. Census Fail's an older band that was really good to us.
Oh, yeah.
Newfound Glory did a lot for us. And it's really, I feel like I'm not leaving that many people out. Like, those are the ones that like those are the 3 biggest bands kind of that were like bigger than us, older than us,
Yes.
and we're like, yo, we want to help see it through so that you're big as fuck because you guys rule.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Think
That's
so.
nice. That's nice of them. Because I feel like
That is good.
that era, I don't. It kind of like feels like there's a fall off where there isn't that passing of the torch always. So it's nice to see. Like
Yeah.
there was that effort like from a lot of the issues seemed to be less that the bands were hanging on, more like media and stuff changed and like fans were less
Yes.
accepting of moving on to new bands. Like,
Yeah. And to
Yes.
this day, I remember even thinking like, why is Buddy Nielsen like interested in my band? Like, I get it, but like, and now that I'm a little older, I'm like, I get it. Like, it's not really it's that you think they're cool, you think they're good, and you've done what they're literally trying to do. So you're like, I wouldn't mind helping them. I know they'd be thrilled if I offered to help
Yeah.
them. So
Yeah.
it'll be cool. And I think this band's cool. So when like, if we're still thinking about it immaturely, I think this little kid band's cool. So when all my friends, when they blow up and all my friends like them, I'm gonna be like, hell yeah, they're my boys. I already knew them. Like,
Yeah, look at
it's
me,
just
I
like
made 'em
anyone
popular.
else.
the people
Yeah.
you see on the way to the top are the people you see on the way to the bottom. You know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sometimes you meet on the escalator going 2 different directions.
It's true.
Like a fucking meme. Yeah.
Yeah,
For
exactly.
sure. For sure.
But yeah, some bands where you didn't expect everyone to be your best friend, but most bands I would say were very nice to Man Overboard.
That's
Thought we were
good.
cool. I think we were not we were around in a time of like really some real gimmicky shit,
Yeah.
was going
You
on.
were, yeah.
And older bands liked us. They were just like, oh, cool. Like they just plug in their guitars and are
You
high
felt
as
like a
fuck.
return to form, especially like that's
Yeah.
even things like fucking tracks and stuff like that. That time were
Yeah,
kind of
we
like
didn't
really
do that.
divisive and it warped. I mean, yeah, there's even like
Yeah.
the ego right, like all of a sudden, like oh, we
Yeah,
got
we didn't do
light
any of
boxes up here, bands are doing this synth
That's
shit.
why.
We're breakdowns,
Exactly.
whereas they're like,
Yes.
okay, you guys are old souls at heart.
Yeah.
Like you're old school workers.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that even I remember like, and they're at their time probably, in their young 40s, like some of the dudes or late 30s, some of the dudes in Hatebreed, all
Oh,
the
shoot,
dudes,
yeah.
in more like, hardcore punk bands and hardcore bands and dudes in metal bands and people really liking Man Overboard that were older than us, and I think they just were like, oh, cool, like you said, you guys don't have tracks and shit. There's a crowd, people like you, like fuck yeah, like I support it, So I think we
Yeah,
got a lot of
it
that.
felt like there's like
That's nice.
you guys, Wonder Years, Swellers, Firework, like that little run there of like this is the new pop punk renaissance, and it was very much like, let's hope this pops off because like we're all fucking sick of the attack thing, kind of.
Yeah, like I think that every band you just named was songwriters.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, like let's just wanted to write a good song instead of like have this cool like viral style.
Yeah, let's do the riff or the breakdown or the neat where it becomes gimmicky.
Yeah, we were defending pop punk from crabcore.
Good.
Essentially,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
God bless you for your work.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. That's like what it was. Synthcore and crabcore, but our journey was learning that as our band got bigger and got exposed to more musicians that played that style of music, that they weren't so bad.
No, yeah, the guys are usually pretty cool. Yeah,
that was our personal journey. Like it was like, these guys fucking cool. Everybody's cool. We learned we learned to never judge a book. Basically, we learned that pretty young because you're playing on Warped Tour with kids who, what was that? Motionless in White. You got him walking around, fucking all painted up and shit, and then you talk to him in line at lunch, and he's normal. And that's just an example. That's the first thing that come to mind. Like he's like normal by your standards, and you that situation repeats itself all day, every day. And then you become this guy who's just kind of like, band dudes are band dudes. And so I'm one of them. And I'll probably give any of them like a fair shot.
Yeah.
If your band's playing Warped Tour like my band, like, I don't know, you might be cool.
Yeah. As people. May not like
you might be cool.
Yeah, probably still like 40.
Common. Like,
probably still more musical overlap than with the average person, like that you just meet in the wild. Like,
oh yeah, 100%.
Like me and the guy from Warped Tour whose band sounds the most polar opposite, like that you could think of. Like, let's say, like, I don't know, like Whitechapel or something, or like like there's a good chance I'm gonna have a lot in common with that dude compared to like the average person I meet on the street, because we both play in bands that are like from the same the circles and like on Warped Tour and stuff. So like, I don't know, we both did what we had to do to get here. We're probably gonna, outside of the music that we play, have a lot in common. You know?
Probably.
Unless you're like a dude's a total tool, like that happens sometimes too.
Yeah.
But that's like anywhere, in any workplace, you're gonna meet people that are tools.
It is unavoidable.
Yeah.
Rob and I have met quite a few of them in
our
journey.
We've got some tools and plugs on. Not really the bands. Most of the bands, every band.
No, our bands have been fantastic.
Yeah, everyone's been on our show for the most part. It's cool.
Yeah, everybody's nice to you guys because it's getting
that's the thing too. Is like we're the public. Like like bands and like newer emo bands. I'll be like, I'll kind of start like, we don't like this one, that, like, I'm like, everyone's really nice to us. I'm like, I guess we're kind of doing you guys all like you're gonna be nice to us. Like,
you guys are you guys are easy to be nice to, though. You're not annoying.
No, thank you. We appreciate that.
We gotta amp that up, Amanda.
That we're nice. We're nice to talk to. We're nice to be around. We're good people.
Yeah, you're not punishing. You're not punishing.
No, we're trying to have a conversation. That's all we're trying to do.
Yeah. Well, it's all good. Was there any was there any Warped Tour experiences this year with any no weirdos or jerks or anything like that?
Me?
Yeah. They're still out there.
I mean, honestly, no. Even like, so we had to do in-crowd work, with the podcast, as we do. And there's some guys that they came up to me and Catherine, because it's just me and Catherine, our producer, who's on, we can't see her. And it's just us girls. And these 3 dudes who've been drinking come up to us, and they give me the, like, they look like they're gonna be like douchebags, right? They just look like they're gonna come up and say something. But then they turned out to be like really nice, and we're real. I know. I was just put off, like, appearances, right? Just don't judge a book by its cover, because they looked like the kind of guys who would try to hit on us or and they didn't do any of that. They were just super chill and told us a
It's
story
good.
about spilling their drink in the bathroom, and it looked like pee, and it came out underneath like the porta potty. So he had to open the door. There's someone waiting
I
to
haven't
go
gotten to
in.
that footage yet. Wow.
That is pretty funny.
Yeah, as embarrassing. He's like, I didn't pee all over the porta potty. It was my drink. But
That's
yeah, they
funny.
turned out to be pretty nice dudes. Yeah. So
I think that like a lot of the mid to smaller stage is where you find a lot of the, I would venture say, the attitudes and the egos and the dramas of Warped Tour.
okay.
We were fortunate enough to like kind of grow our brand doing like other tours, and by the time we started doing Warped Tour, we had a pretty nice following already. And I think that like when people, by the time you start playing the bigger stages, nobody's really, uh, everybody's just kind of like ranging from happy to each other, for each other, to indifferent about each other's existence.
Yeah.
Oh, the
It's
bands?
not, yeah, it's not really a flex
Yeah.
to be like, your band's not good, bro. It's like, all right, why do you care? You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
We're all
Well,
just going to
Nobody's
work
I
really
will
like
say,
that.
like in like a lot of the bands that we have interviewed on here, or bands that are in their sphere, um, they were all there. Like Sarah's at your place, Free Throw, Arm's Length, and they all kind of hung out together, and Hot Mulligan. They all supported each other. And we would be backstage, side stage at Hot Mulligan, and there's Free Throw, Arm's Length, and Saturdays all hanging out. We're all just chatting, like they're all supporting each other. Like
Yeah,
there's
so
no,
it was the same.
yeah, it was a
It,
beautiful feeling. Yeah.
it was
Hashtag
the same.
Calendar Pals.
You're gonna end up being friends with the bands that were bit, especially if your band lives through the Warped Tour generation, kind of like ours did.
Yeah.
You're gonna end up being friends with the bands that were big at the same time as you, not really that sounded like you. You'll be closer with the ones that sounded like you because you guys probably did more like smaller tours together.
Oh
But
yeah.
you're gonna know all the bands that were big at the same time as you. Like I remember this one time we saw Black Veil Brides 3 times in one day, and we were like,
Wow.
"What the hell?" But it was because we had to like one of us had to play right before the other one, so like
Yeah.
we're in the immediate before you play area together, like bouncing off the walls. Like
Get
so
ready.
one band was getting like toweling off, and the other one was like getting hype. So we're in that little area together. Then they like parked our buses next to each other. So we were like, oh hey, like what's up? Like, you know. And this is like at some festival, like hi again. And then we go inside to do our signing at the day, and they're like, Man Overboard signings right here. And at this table right here is the Black Veil Bride signing. So like for the
Wow.
3rd time today, we're like sitting next to them. We're like, what's good, yo?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we were laughing, we were laughing together because we were like, look at your line and look at our line. Like, not like their clothes are different. Like, that's what we were laughing at. We
Oh,
were like,
I
your
bet
line,
they were. I bet they were
look at
very
your
different.
line's all like pale. Your line's all pale, and they're all wearing like black and stuff. And then our line all has like glasses and like book bags and like,
A bunch
you know
of
what I mean?
nerds.
Yeah. Like we were like, it's just funny. It's just funny. And because we were joking about it. We're like, those whole lines of people are next to each other right now. Like probably like Black Veil Bride sucks. Man Overboard sucks. Like, you know what I mean?
And you guys are just having the time of your lives talking to each other.
Yeah, it was the
Like,
third,
not even care.
yeah, I remember, I don't know them well or anything, but I remember one time having like sitting down and having a couple drinks with Andy from Black Veil Brides and being like, going back to our bus and telling my band, like, that kid's cool. Like,
Yeah.
I remember that was like
Yeah.
what, shutting the door behind me and being like, no, I just hung out with for a little bit. And being like, it was cool, dude. He's cool, man. That guy's pretty cool. And everyone was like, that's cool. And that's like really the end of the story. But
Yeah.
but that's a really good example of not everyone expected us to like, they were a polarizing band. Like if you weren't a fan of Black Veil Brides, so many people were like, I hate Black
they
Veil
suck. Yeah.
Bride. Yeah. And we
Yeah.
were like, oh, they're fine. They're
No, then you
doing
find,
it.
yeah, the guy's pretty cool. He likes Alkaline Trio. He likes
Yeah,
fucking
or we would be
football,
like, I remember thinking they're badass, dude. We were like, we're fucking schmucks. We got on jeans and Vans and
Yeah.
shit. Like I like Motley Crue and stuff. That guy put on makeup and has a bunch of girls screaming at
right?
him in his
Yeah.
like
The
tight
Handy
ass
Black
pants.
guy's
Like
pretty fucking hot.
pretty
Yeah.
sick, dude. Like kind
Yeah.
of sick. It's not what we're doing, you know.
Yeah.
You start to think everyone's cool.
Sick. Wow. Shout out
That's
Andy
kinda
Black, first
wild.
mention on our show, actually.
I think
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah, that
yes.
might be true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know anything about him really, or if what the public opinion is, or anything like that.
He
But I
seems
have
like a
that.
nice guy.
To me,
I've never heard anything bad.
Oh, he gave
yeah,
my
I
friend
can
her
say
his guitar. One of my friends just saw them in concert a few weeks ago, and he gave her a whole ass guitar.
that's cool. Yeah,
I so I mean, I guess that's pretty cool. Like,
the extent of my memory is that, and you'll see why the extent of my memory is that me and him went through like a half a liter of Jameson together over the course of maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Yeah, for real. Like, this is like the late hours. Like, the warped barbecue's
Wow.
over. The warped barbecue's done. It's the only people still up and outside are like the zombies walking around. That's when you become friends with anyone who's around. And we're all walking around between the buses, and it's like just like, "What's up, brother?" And you're like, "What you doing, man? What you getting into, brother?" And he's like, "You want some whiskey?" You're like, "Yeah, sit down, dude." You just sit down, and I had those moments with tons of people. You just sit down and you get right into it. And this is what I mean. You relate, because the first thing I would say in those situations, or someone would say to me, is, "How was your set today?"
Yeah.
And then you're just like, "It was kind of shitty. But what time did you play?" I played a fucking 5:30. It was hot as fuck.
Oh, I
Like,
bet
yeah, it
that was
sucked.
terrible.
What time did you guys play? And they'd be like, "We played at 1:30 today." And you really don't know this guy, but you're like, you're getting along and able to have a
Yeah.
drink and chill out and smoke a joint together. So I think me and Andy did like that one night. We're both very
Yeah.
drunk,
It's like
but like,
it's like coworker shit almost.
yeah,
Yes.
but
Like we're working in
it's
different cubicles, but like we got a lot in common. We're dealing with the
We're
same
in
shit
different
here.
departments. You're in
Yeah,
HR.
exactly.
I'm
You're
in
HR.
IT, but
Yeah.
today we're meeting together.
absolutely,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes, that's a very, very good analogy. Yeah, you're like, I mean, he works here where I work.
Right?
I
Yeah, we're
don't-
cool.
Yeah.
We see each other every day. There's familiarity.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
pass by a guy 3 times. It goes from like
Yeah,
nodding
and then
to
at
like
2 in the
eventually you know his
morning,
name.
you see he's still up, and you got some whiskey, and no one wants to
Yeah.
hang out with you.
Yeah.
You're like, okay,
Pretty cool guy.
Yeah, well, what's up, bro? You're like what are you, the Man Overboard guy or something? You want to drink this whiskey with me? Yeah.
What are you, the man?
No, I am the Man Overboard guy. I'll drink the whiskey with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
hey,
like,
I appreciate
and
it.
it's like, yeah, there's nobody hanging out with me right now. I'm sitting outside alone. Pull up, pull up one of the 7 empty lawn chairs.
That's right.
Yeah, so
That's a
you know,
beautiful thing.
Magical.
it was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful thing. There was a lot
Yeah.
of, Trace Cyrus was someone I like unexpectedly. It's kind of like unexpectedly the bro down with, and I'm like pulling out the like random
I was gonna say,
people.
yeah, Trace
But
Cyrus,
that's crazy
sick,
though.
yeah.
Yeah. Like,
It was just mutual vibes. Mutual vibes.
mutual vibes. I love it.
Just like what equates a good time on a hot summer afternoon. Just mutual vibes,
Mm-hmm.
He
I
was
love
cool to
that.
hang out with. We liked him. We liked Mod's son a lot.
Oh, okay.
We liked hanging out with Mod's son. And
Oh,
then,
yeah.
the obvious ones. We liked hanging out with Transit. We liked hanging out with Balance and
Yes.
Composure, Title Fight, Tiger's
Yep.
Jaw. Those were like our family. But then as the band got
Yeah.
bigger, we started to know bands that didn't sound like us,
Yeah.
So that's the journey.
That's interesting that like those are the bands like that you guys like that you come up with and that you associate with, and then Man Overboard gets thrown in with such a pop punk
Yes.
Yeah.
category whereas like those are all like emo revival acts basically.
Yeah,
Basically, they were.
They were.
Like,
Well,
those
it's
are the
because we were.
Mount Rushmore of them.
Yeah, well, we were all from the same area. Like we were literally, we had gotten when all of us got bigger, the agents kind of like broke us up. Like
Yeah.
you and
Okay.
Balance can't tour together anymore. You've been touring together for a year and a half. You and Transit got to tour with some other bands, guys.
Yeah.
But geographically speaking, just like where our parents' houses were, Title Fight, Tiger's Jaw, Wonder Years, Man Overboard,
You're all.
Balance and Composure, were all in the radius of
South Jersey to Philly.
less than an hour, little circle, So we've all known each other since all of those bands have known each other since nobody knew our bands. Put it that way.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. No, we didn't. It was like that was like my memories of doing stuff with those bands. A lot of them are us being very young and like basements and stuff. By the time that Balance or Man Overboard could fill up a big ass venue on our own, it wasn't usually together.
Oh yeah.
because our bands are different, like you
Yeah,
said.
exactly. Yeah, they're different. So
Yeah.
do the same kind of tours.
And then that's where we start getting lumped in with like Nevershoutnever and stuff, which kind of makes sense when you think of it that way, because we're more, maybe a little more like Poppy are geared towards female fans, some may say. But or whatever. Some said.
Man Overboard is for the ladies, yeah.
Man,
I got no problem
that
with
merch
that.
would have done, yeah, that sure would have done numbers too.
I got no problem with that. I could make that. I could make that right
You
now.
do that right
you
now.
sure
yeah.
could.
Yeah.
Just give Rob some of the royalties. Rob's great at coming up with shirt
I'll do it
name,
for you.
shirt,
Fucking love of the game.
like
Fucking
logos.
take it.
Yeah, he comes up with some
Yeah.
great taglines. So just say the word.
Beautiful.
I got one right now that's selling like hotcakes. I got one right now that people have come up to me at the merch table in California. Multiple people said to me, "This is the new Defend," and I was like, "It's not. You don't know how crazy what you just said." But thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
It says, I saw Man Overboard and it was just Zach.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Those are sick.
Yeah, I sell more. If I go play an acoustic show, I sell more of those than Defends. But that's because there's gun on it, and it's not 2012 anymore.
Yeah.
No, the gun on the. I have a shirt with something. It's the same thing where it's almost like mocking it, but it's on the sleeve. And I was interviewing Amanda. It was Pretty Bitter, which is like they're like trans indie LGBT like super like, and it's like, and I'm like it's ironic. The back of the shirt has a picture of like Chuck Schumer or like Mitch McConnell with like X's over his eyes.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
But like Buddy sees it, he's like, I like the gun on your shirt. I'm just like,
You're like, I'm attracted.
I gotta explain it. Like, I'm cool, bro. No, like it's not fucking
you're like, I'm making the
style.
wrong friends with this shirt on.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Someone's gonna Let's Go Brandon me in this, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, too, they might have sold too well back in the day, because people will come up to me in 2026, look at our merch table, and be like, "Yeah, I already have one of these."
Yeah.
Like I'll hear the girl say to her boyfriend,
Uh-oh.
"I already have 2 of them." And
Oh
I'm
my
like,
gosh.
like,
You're
what do you
like,
want
well,
me to
just
do?
yeah.
Like,
you're
buy
Look,
a
I'm
third.
not
They
saying
have to
go
be
full
so
Taylor Swift
old.
here.
Huh?
But how do you feel about people fucking biting your shit? Because there's this guy we know, I'll fucking call him out right here, Matt Bunting. He made these, and it's like the same thing almost.
What's the bottom say? The scene?
The scene.
Ugh, I don't like that one.
No, never been worn.
It's a when I can tell you there's 2 different answers. When we were younger, publicly we'd be like, anything from like ignore you to be like LOL, but we talked so much shit about you once we shut those doors, boy. Anybody listening to this, if you did a Defend ripoff in 2012, we tore your ass apart in the van when it was just us. We would go on your social media, make fun of you, talk about how unoriginal you were, talk about blah, blah, which is hilarious, right? Because we didn't think of it, but we like made a bit. None of you would have known what it was. We like discovered it almost.
Yeah.
We had felt like, and we were just like, there were so many Defend pizza, Defend cats. We were like, that doesn't even mean anything. It's stupid. That's like ours means
Yeah, why are you
something.
defending cats? They're fine.
Yeah, like there's no
okay.
like. So as an adult, a little bit older, I'm like, nah, that's cool, bro. Whatever. You started a trend. That's all right.
I
That's
think
all right.
maybe like the pizza cat shit. I think that shit might have honestly like people talk about, there's this like pop punk revival. The only reason pop punk kind of went away, I think, is because it got uncool because we like epic mealtime Chungus BuzzFeed memed it, where it's like pop punk is for like pizza and hate this town. It's like there's more than like 3 things. We can't just fucking make it into like a total fucking gimmick.
Yeah.
And we were never really about that, to be honest with you. There's a lot of stuff in like the scene that me and Nick always found like really, still do find like really cringe, and it's not really reflective of like our personalities or how interested we are. The way that we love our pop punk and our emo music is not really the way that like sane people are. There's a lot of stuff we think's cringe. In the community for sure. Not bad, but it's like I said, we were kind of snobby, and if I could speak to my younger self, I'd say, it's cool, brother. You started a trend. It's awesome. You have no idea. You have no idea how big this is, these shirts. Like, this is really cool. Don't sweat that. But back then, and we didn't sweat it, but back then we were like, ew. We'd be like, ew, did you see so-and-so's shirt? Like, I walked past their tent today, dude. It says that. Like, oh no, I'll look at us and we'd be like, ew, you corny ass bitch.
In the
Like,
words of one
we wouldn't
of
say
my
it though.
favorite restaurant chains of back in the day, imitation is the most sincere form of flattery, you know? Like,
Yeah, for
Yes.
sure. But
yeah.
we were like that. It was not in our image, and it's not the Man Overboard way to like call that out.
Yeah.
We are a band. I like to think that we're like a band you could have like shown your mom and brought home to your mom and stuff like that, if that makes sense. And
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
nice Man Overboard boys. We weren't like that in real life, but that was like that's the
persona.
deal. That's
Yeah.
the art. That's what the art is. And we didn't, turn the other cheek, but when the door was shut, yeah, fuck them. Fucking stupid, corny. We didn't lose sleep over it, but we were like, that shirt, oh, you mean that corny ass band with the whatever shirt?
Yeah.
Sick.
Like, we were never going to think your band was cool after you made that, put it that way. Dude, it's awesome, actually, because my band made this shirt. And I'm like, cool, that's sick, dude. Oh, dude, that's sick. But in my head, I'm like, oh, I'll never listen to you.
Yeah, you're like, nope.
Ever.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, ever. It's just like, do something else, that's how we felt. There were times that like Wayne, at one point, our guitar player Wayne, he Man Overboard had a tie-dye shirt, and I don't know if this is true, but he swears up and down that in 2012 we were the only band with a tie-dye shirt. And then we came back in 2013, everyone had tie-dye shirts. And he would be like, bro, I swear to fucking God, we did the tie-dye thing. We did. That's us. That's us. All these fucking bands. Like we did. We talked like that driving at night down the highway.
Yeah.
Upon my memory, I think Wayne was correct.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't clock things like that. He did. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if he was correct. He paid attention
Even
to those
switching,
things.
even bands switching to the fucking like impact text, like impact fonts,
Yes.
like getting
Yeah.
away from like the Cookie Monster, like fucking Monster Energy drink looking like
Yeah.
cartoon stuff, like getting to like
Yeah.
that simple thing, like that might be you guys.
They might be legit. He
Mhm.
was right about stuff.
Yeah.
He was right about stuff sometimes,
Mhm.
So like,
Sheesh.
yeah, we know we knew
Trendsetters
what we
and-
were,
I was gonna say,
we knew it. We knew what we were doing. I didn't. I'm thankful. Other guys in the band, I didn't think about that stuff. I'm still the same way with Chew Toy. Tom worries about everything other than the songs. I'm a songwriter. I worry about like our music and kind of like being the face, how we're gonna like present to people.
Yeah.
But like infrastructure and business and merch and making a music video and what our Instagram should look like and stuff. I don't like do that shit,
Yeah.
So it was always like, Justin, who's like my best friend probably, and he is the business minded guy in Man Overboard. It was always him kind of like, dude, like he would make me see, like, because that was his shit. He was all about numbers. He was all about band management and stuff. And he knew I wasn't, and he'd be like, dude, like we're like, this isn't
Yeah.
like we're doing. This is kind of insane. And I'd be like, yeah, it rules, and you'd be like, no, like,
No, you don't understand. Yeah, the actual
yeah,
like,
we're
economics of
doing
this.
Yeah.
better.
You're like,
Yeah, like we're doing better than I had hoped, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
like, brother, I'm still hungover from fucking drinking with Andy Black.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, I don't know.
But we used to say, one of my really good friends, and he was like a roadie, a Man Overboard roadie. And his father said once, because he grew up, me and Justin, the same member I'm talking about, he knew us both growing up since when we were little kids. And then he saw the band get really popular, and he said, you two, and he used to say, Justin's the businessman, Zach rolls the joint. And we would laugh, but he would say, I'm not kidding, that's very serious. And he sat me down one day and he said, do you know what I mean when I say that, Zach? And I said, I smoke weed with people. And he said, you're the one that hangs out. You're the one that's cool, that people want to be around. You're the one that leaves a good taste in people's mouth. He's the businessman that gets shit done. You're the personality. You got to be the reason people like you guys. He said, you roll the joint. You're the businessman.
Wow.
Wow.
And we were like, true. Yeah.
You're like, there we go.
Yeah,
Man,
that was
well,
always that's me and Justin's
What?
thing.
What,
So.
Rob?
it's us now. I'll roll the
Well,
joint. You keep us
Rob
looking
rolls-
professional.
Yes, I
Yeah.
keep everything professional, and Rob,
Yeah, you and
Yeah.
Catherine, keep the train going,
Rob's
and then
rolling the joint.
I'm smoking
Because
weed in
there's
the back.
power in something creative like what you guys are doing. There's power in somebody having to not worry about a lot of stuff like that.
Yes.
Really, really focus on the content. Like I focus so hard about every single thing in the songs I write because my energy doesn't get wasted in other aspects of the band. You know?
Yeah.
And I need it that way. I can't handle. I'm a
And there's
terrible
some, yeah.
businessman.
I
Man,
don't know. Rob's a pretty damn good businessman.
I'm not. I'm not. When I'm
He
not
just
making
needs
money
to-
from music, I work for employers. I'm not doing any kind of
Yeah.
entrepreneurial stuff. My music is my only like entrepreneurial and venture in life.
Yep.
You know, I'm not a good businessman.
Yeah.
Do you ever use it on your resume?
Man Overboard, yeah,
Yeah.
I have in life because I've like bartended and stuff. So if you want to work at like a sick ass bar
Oh yeah.
in the city, it's like, yo, by the way, I'm like this dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And they're
I've
like,
used
oh,
it in situations like that. I worked for NHL and MLB for a few years. They didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's a lot less impressive to the
Yeah.
the Gary Bettman and his associates.
They cared after I worked there. People in both leagues became very supportive of my music and super like, oh, you're going to, I'd be like, I'm going to be away for a week because I'm going on tour. They'd be, fuck yeah, dude. Like, so you got to send us pictures and shit. That's so awesome.
Cool.
Oh,
Like,
that's
what-
cool. That's cool.
But they didn't care when I got hired. No.
Yeah. It wasn't until
Mhm.
later.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I think just
Yeah.
bartending at a couple spots. I've pulled the card.
There we
You
go.
know? Yeah.
Hey, you got to use it every once in a while.
Yeah. Well, I'm back to just playing shows for the moment. I quit MLB is what I'm trying to say after 4 seasons.
Oh, okay.
I quit at the end of the year because I want to focus on that's when I decided. So during last baseball season, I like had this epiphany that I was going to do Chew Toy and I was like going to do it for real. And I quit MLB.
Or were you like
Maybe.
fucking playing
Can't do
second
both.
base, like a platoon guy? Like were you like
No,
running like
MLB?
analytics?
Yeah, a statistician. Do you watch baseball?
Yeah.
He
Do
does.
you know when they do like StatCast live and StatCast replays and all that shit? I would make those graphics and
Oh shit.
stuff.
Oh,
Okay.
that's
So like when you see
cool.
like the pitch trail, the
Mhm.
trail behind the ball, so you can see and like spray charts and all that stuff. I worked in that department. So
Wow.
basically anything involving taking live stats from the game and giving it a visual representation on the broadcast.
Sick.
That's really
Yeah,
cool.
so I got paid to blaze and watch a baseball with my friends for 4 years.
I've been paid to do that too, but my bosses didn't really know about either one of those things
Yeah.
at the time. Yeah, I wasn't supposed to be high and watching baseball,
That's
but I knew the
awesome.
spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why there was a couple years that people were like, "Why don't you do this summer?" And I'd be like, "'Cause I kind of got a sweet thing going on
Right.
right
Yeah.
now."
You're like, I got this gig.
Yeah, but it's demanding, and I miss music, and I wanted to make a new band. And doing the solo shows made me really, really want to do Chew Toy, and I just knew damn well that like I was never gonna do it if I keep doing sports. So I got out of sports, and you know, I got to
Got
make it
back into
happen.
music.
Yeah,
Yeah. I love it.
thanks. That's it. I pushed myself in the deep end. It's past the point of no return. Sink or
Yes.
swim.
You got to do it.
Sick.
It's the only way to do it. It's the only way I know that it works. It's the only way that I know that it works. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's like the most up-to-date information you could like have on my life, probably.
What's
Play a
your
lot of
social,
video
yeah.
games.
Yeah.
I got dual monitor gaming set up, usually watching like anime on one and playing a game on the other. So I spend a lot of my days. I run a mile every day.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People
that's important.
people wouldn't expect that about me.
Really?
I don't I think I just said that because I don't think I was making myself sound lazy, but people wouldn't expect that, I don't think.
Oh, okay. That you're.
But I
yeah,
do.
you
I run a
work
mile
out.
every day of my life.
Yeah.
I run a
That's
mile
good.
every day of my life, and I do X amount of push-ups when I wake up and when I go to bed. And then some days I actually work out, but I do those two things every single day of my life.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's
I'm usually
good.
just running from my fucking problems in my head.
No,
I don't
I
do
do.
much running outside like that. I should fucking
I
pick
don't
up.
run. I don't run from my problems so much as I sit down on the floor and plug my ears and close my eyes and make a really loud noise and pretend they're not there. I turn the music up.
So I always turn the music up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's beautiful. Well, it's a good update. Rob, do you have
Yes.
anything else for Zach?
That's everything. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Magical,
No
magical
problem.
time. I appreciate
Thanks for
you.
coming on.
Yeah, no, it was fun. Thank you guys for having me. Whenever
Yeah, of
you have
course.
me, I'll be back whenever you need. And maybe when there's more stuff to report on with Chew Toy, I could give you guys like an update or something.
Oh, yeah, I
But
love that.
please, anybody listening, go check out Chew Toy Punk on Instagram at Chew Toy Punk. And depending on when you listen to this, whatever, no matter when you listen to this, there's music on streaming services. So look up Chew Toy and listen to us. And love me and support me, please.